You know, God closes the door, and then he opens a window, and my window happened to be a giant, ethnically ambiguous punk rock chick with big titties. Looking like if The Rock was a Suicide Girl.
Welcome to This Is Not Happening. I'm your host, Roy Wood Jr. Ooh, nice teeth. Boys, have a good time. Oh. Ladies.
Tonight's episode is all about romance.
This gentleman has a brand new stand-up album titled If These Balls Could Talk. Please give it up for my friend Louis Katz.
So I've always been a very romantic guy, and then at some point something took a turn in me and I became very cynical. It's hard to pinpoint exactly when that happened, but if I'd take a wild guess, I'd say it could be July 2nd, 2006 at 8:53 in the morning. That was when my 6-year relationship that was supposed to end in marriage instead ended when I found out for the last 2 of those 6 years she was fucking another dude. Yeah. It's weird figuring out that someone you're with is cheating on you. It's kind of like solving a murder mystery, except you're the victim. I should have seen it coming. All the signs were there. You know, she was distant. She wasn't returning my phone calls as quickly as she used to. Her pussy tasted like dick. My friends would try to cheer me up. They'd be like, don't worry, at least you'll get some good material out of it. All I got was that pussy tastes like dick joke. Not worth it. I was super depressed. I couldn't stop thinking about it. I even invented my own sex move as a way to try and get back at her, kind of like the donkey punch or the dirty Sanchez. I invented my own move. I called it the Vengeful Louie. Here's how it works. You find out your girl's cheating on you, but you act like everything's cool, right? Then you go in for the makeup sex, right? And then right before you're about to come, you pull out, then you start crying, she leaves, and you never trust anyone ever again. The Vengeful Louie. Being cheated on really, it fucked me up, man. I was completely broken, and I thought the only way I'd ever get better would be if I fell in love again, and I didn't think that was possible. And I was in that mindset still a year later, doing a gig in Portland, Oregon. And after the show, I'm looking for a place to eat. I finally find one place that's open, but sitting out front, blocking the door, are 2 gutter punks. Right, all right, one person knows. Gutter punks, of course, they're like the young rock and roll homeless. Right, always got all the patches on their clothes, and the tats and the piercings, looking like a band that went camping and then got super lost. He's got a dog that's somehow cleaner than all of them. And as I get close to the door, I'm about to walk in, instead of asking me for change, they get up, follow me into the restaurant. Turns out they weren't homeless, they were the waitstaff. Yeah, it can be hard to tell in Portland where everyone's dressed like they're in some stage of camping. So I go inside and I notice the one that's helping me out, she's actually kind of cute. I'm thinking, I gotta say something cool to impress this fine-ass gutter server. So I'm like, I'm just traveling through town, I'm a stand-up comedian, I tour all over the place. And she's like, oh, that's really cool, I love to travel too. I actually used to hop on trains. I'm like, that's so funny, because when I first saw you, I thought you were homeless. Classic pickup line. And believe it or not, it worked. I got her number, and I started talking on the phone regularly with the most uniquely beautiful woman I've ever met in my life. You've never seen anyone like her. I mean, she was nearly 6 feet tall, part black, part white, part Native American, part Hawaiian. So you see her, you're like, oh, she must be the first of a new master race of Amazonian superwomen. Or like the world's largest Filipina. Plus, she had all that gutter punk style, with the tats and the piercings, and she had purple hair and was shaved on the side. I was like, oh, this is perfect, I could totally picture her defending my honor as we roam through a post-apocalyptic wasteland. I was amazing. It was as if the universe was making up for me being cheated on by bringing me my dream girl. God closed the door, and then he opens a window, and my window happened to be a giant, ethnically ambiguous punk rock chick with big titties. Looking like if The Rock was a suicide girl. So we're talking on the phone. It's that early stage of the relationship. We're just getting to know each other. And it's like every new thing I'm learning about her just making me more and more into her. I found out she used to do heroin, so that's interesting. And she was starting to strip. Like, cool, we both work in nightclubs. She stabbed a skinhead. I'm fucking living the dream. She had a baby. She's totally down to fuck. Awesome. But between the baby and the possible manslaughter charge, I'm thinking I should not see her anymore. So I fly up to Portland to see her some more. We meet up. She shows up. She's already pretty drunk. Proceeds to get drunker. We end up sleeping together, but we don't have sex because, like I said, she's very drunk. And also remember, like she's almost 6 feet tall. It's very awkward trying to have sex with someone that much bigger than you. It's less of a doggy style, more of a jockey style. So we wake up in the morning. She's like, hey, could you get me a beer? I'm like, okay. I get her a beer, and she chugs a beer. She's like, could you get me another beer? I'm like, all right. Get another beer. She chugs the beer. Apparently she was playing some kind of one-woman drinking game called alcoholism. But after chugging only 2 beers, she was pretty sober, relatively, for her. And we're having a great time. We're just fooling around, making each other laugh. She was super funny. She always called me either one of two things. She either called me a toots, like some kind of Waffle House waitress named Trixie, or woman. It's a funny thing to call a dude. And we're sitting there messing around in bed, and I'm just kissing her all over, and I keep kissing her. I'm not even thinking that I'm doing it, but I keep kissing her like here and here. And at one point, she kind of nonchalantly just stops me. She goes, hey, why are you doing that? And I didn't even realize it till she said it, but I was kissing her on these scars she had from where she tried to kill herself. I was super embarrassed at the time, I just revealed so much about both of us. We were naked, but all of a sudden it got way more intimate than either of us wanted it to be. I mean, there's so many weird things I could have been doing in bed with her that would have been so much easier to explain why I was doing. If I was just perched on the edge of the bed, just flicking my nutsack, staring at her. She'd be like, why are you doing that? Well, let me take you to the Scrotum Flickers subreddit. There's a whole bunch of us. We're a community. But I didn't know how to explain why I was kissing her suicide scars like some kind of Living Morrissey lyric. I guess I could have tried to explain myself. Like, I don't know, you got daddy issues, I'm kissing your boo-boos. I've got a savior complex, you got wounds on your wrists. I mean, isn't it obvious? This is just my way of asking you, will you go codependent with me? She leaves, and I have this horrible feeling in my stomach. And I realize I have fallen in love again. And I knew it was going to end badly, but to me, that was the best part. Shit wasn't going to go down like it did with the last girl. My ex had stabbed me in the back. This girl would never do that. She stabbed me right in the face. And yeah, I knew it was going to hurt, but after being cheated on, that's what I thought love was like. It hurt. It wasn't all bells ringing and birds chirping. No, that was a fantasy. That kind of love was one of those things that only happens in the movies. Like wacky food fights and double penetration. No, this is how real love felt. You know what I mean? It was scary, it was painful, and it was going to tear me up from the inside. Like double penetration. So We keep having this long-distance relationship, seeing each other on and off again over the course of the year. I would always love talking to her because if ever I had a bad day, she would always cheer me up. Like I remember this one day I was having I was really struggling with this new queef joke I was working on. So I call her up, I'm like, I really got to talk to you. She's like, I really got to talk to you too. I got evicted from my apartment, they fired me from my job, and they took away my baby. Yeah, I can't even begin to imagine bringing up the queef joke now. That's a lot of problems for one person to deal with, but I'm like, it's not a problem for me. I can solve this. I can save you. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to buy you a ticket from Portland down to LA. You can come stay with me while we put you in a rehab. And I did it right there and then. Bought the ticket. She flew down the next day. Huge mistake. Because it wasn't true. She couldn't live with me because I live with my parents. Yeah, kind of an unspoken rule at my folks' place. Don't bring home any alcoholic stripper hobos if they're not Jewish. So now we're holed up in a seedy motel less than a mile from my parents' nice house. I'm constantly paranoid my mom's gonna drive by and see us. I'm sneaking her food from their kitchen, E.T. style. Or Stranger Things style if you're closer to her age. And finally, after about a week, I find a rehab that has room for her. We put her in, and she starts following the program and getting better. It just felt so great. You know, it's like, wow, you know, it's like a good deed that I could fuck. And time passes. I'm not really hearing from her. Sounds like she's following the program and sobering up, and I'm thinking, wow, you know, this is amazing. You know, we're not together, but this is the happy ending I was looking for. Then I get a call from her. She ran away from the rehab with a street poet named Trash Can. Now she's living on the streets, and she's back on heroin. Yeah, that's the thing with this girl. You know, addicts have to hit rock bottom before they can quit something. She would hit a rock bottom and then drill through that rock bottom to find a new, deeper, shittier rock bottom, like some kind of life fracker. Now I'm getting random calls from her while she's homeless. At one point, Trash Can calls me. Very charming guy, I get it. I get one last call from her. She calls me up, she says, Trash Can is dead. I don't know what to do. You gotta help me. Like, oh shit, how'd he die? She said, he said he would kill himself if I left him, and I did, and he did. Goddamn, Trash Can is a man of his word. I mean, that's a real romantic right there. How am I supposed to compete with that? There's enough chocolate-covered pineapple in the world for that edible arrangement. Look, I don't know what you want from me. I already flew you down from Portland to Los Angeles. I struggled and fought to get you to rehab. I put you in the rehab, and still you managed to fuck it all up. So why don't you stop calling me, lose my number, and I hang up on her. So I'm driving to pick her up. So I'm a driver to the Greyhound station over in Hollywood, get her a ticket back to Portland. She can go be a homeless junkie where she knows the bus schedule. And we get to the station, but instead of walking in to buy the ticket with me, she decides she's gonna lie down on the ground in the middle of the parking lot, start screaming, crying, and throwing a fit. Luckily, it is a Greyhound parking lot, so that kind of thing happens like every hour on the hour. I'm standing there trying to reason with this clearly unreasonable person, and as I'm talking to her, 3 older, well-dressed white ladies start coming at me and looking like Nick at Night moms coming from a bake sale. I was scared of my mom catching me. Now I got 3 moms, and they're coming at us fast, and they're asking questions in a typical mom fashion. You know what I mean? Like concerned, but also a dash of disapproval on top there. At first, I get kind of defensive. Like, look, can a man attempt to abandon a young girl in a Greyhound parking lot without being judged? But then it seemed like they actually wanted to help. You know, they're checking her vitals and making sure she stays conscious and stuff like that. So I'm thinking like, oh, maybe they're nurses. And one of them pulls me aside and goes like, this is really serious. We've got to get her out of her quick, because if we don't, the psychiatrists are going to come and they're going to pump her full of drugs. Yeah, I was just worried about getting her on the bus. I didn't know we had to look out for psychiatrist street gangs. Whose turf is this? The Freudian Crips? Or the Young Youngians? Finally, I put it together in my head. Irrational fear of psychiatry. We're in Hollywood. They're not nurses. They're Scientologists. They didn't come from a bake sale. They came from praying to Xenu, the galactic overlord. All praises due upon him. No disrespect. Still trying to make it in show business. Now I think, like, I don't know, maybe Scientology would be a good option for her, you know. If she ever quits heroin, she'll need an equally time-consuming hobby. Maybe Tom Cruise will come through and save the day. That's right. The originator of jockey style. And then at one point, even these nice ladies are like, we don't know what else we can do for her. They're like, we're gonna call 911. I'm like, wait, don't do that. I get down on my knees and start whispering right in her ear, like saying, look, Toots, stop fucking around. They're gonna call the police. I don't want you to go to jail. Please get up right now. And as I'm talking to her, her head gets heavy in my hand. I can't find a pulse, and she doesn't seem to be breathing. So they call 911. An ambulance comes screaming into the parking lot. Somehow they manage to revive her. As soon as she comes to, she starts kicking and screaming, freaking out even worse than before. It takes 2 large EMT guys to restrain her, and they strap her down to the gurney, and they're pushing her into the ambulance, and there's tears and mascara pouring down her face. And before they close the doors, I'm like, look, Toots, please, just listen to the doctors. Do what they say. You'll get better. And she goes, I'm never getting better. And it just kind of knocks the wind out of me, because I realize, you know, like, maybe she's right. You know, maybe she's never getting better, because maybe nobody ever really gets better. You know, I thought if I fixed her, it would fix me, but I couldn't do it. I wish I could, but I wish I knew how. I wish there was some kind of instruction manual for fixing people. And the ambulance drives off, and one of the ladies comes up to me with a kind look in her eyes, and she says, have you ever read Dianetics? That was the moment I stopped being a romantic. Thank you guys very much. Good night.
Louis Katz, ladies and gentlemen.